Good day, everyone. I'm Hazel Angelyn Tesoro, and I'm here to present to you the summary of our discussion with my groupmates, Sir Gary Antonio Lirio and Ma'am Carla Jobelle J. Culajara. So without further ado, let's get started. So first up, what makes leadership and management similar? Leadership and management have some similarities and some differences. However, there is no clear consensus on the definitions of, and the two terms continue to be debated to this day. While leadership is a globally recognized term and phenomenon, it remains complex in a variety of ways. Now, what is management? Management has been defined as the effective and efficient achievement of organizational goals through planning, organizing, leading, and controlling organizational resources. Payol, 1916, was the first to define management functions as planning, organizing, staffing, and controlling. Carter endorsed and expanded on these functions to include budgeting and problem solving. Mintzberg identified 10 managerial roles in his study of executives. Managers must understand how to plan, budget, organize, control, and resolve problems effectively and efficiently. Their emphasis is on physical resources, most common materials, and people. They do things right. Now, what is leadership? The majority of definitions of leadership have emphasized leadership as a process, a behavior, or an ability. It entails both leaders and followers developing a shared purpose and collaborating to effect change. The role of leaders is to establish direction and to ensure that the necessary expertise, resources, and motivation are available. Leadership focuses on behavior, attitudes, and skills in a specific plan, people-oriented, asking people and motivating others. Being a leader is giving yourself for the sake of the group and as a whole, not for your own welfare, not for your development. It refers to the enrichment of each member's ability rather than self-interest. Now, let us define that fine line between leadership and management. The similarities between leadership and management are based on the relative importance within the organization. Simply put, an organization's success is contingent upon both leadership and management. Without strong leadership, people will be unmotivated. Without strong management, it is possible that the established organizational goals will not be met. Managers must learn to lead while leaders must learn to manage. Managers may not necessarily be leaders as they focus more on physical resources, usually materials and people. This emphasizes the what and who, whereas leaders must focus their attention on the emotional resources and what drives their people to do what they do, and that's something that's more meaningful than mere management of resources and staff. Both are inextricably linked and required in achieving the goals of an organization. Leadership and managers may have divergent perspectives on the organization's mission, have polar opposite attitudes towards goals and work. While leaders create a vision and strategies for achieving it, managers' primary concern is with physical resources, which are typically materials and people. Leaders, on the other hand, establish direction and ensure that the necessary expertise, resources, and motivation are available. Their attention is on emotional resources to demonstrate empathy, earn trust, respect, and enthusiasm. It also has become critical with the changing paradigms of business and organization in the 21st century, which are more accepting of diversity, and with a more educated and diverse workforce that is less concerned with compensation, motivation, and other soft factors. As a result, leadership and management skills are required in today's changing world. We should know that leadership and management are interconnected disciplines, that the absence of one would not attain a specific goal. With the right balance of the two, success is possible in any organization. So now we move on to the case study, the success story of Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon. Jeff Bezos is an American technology entrepreneur who was instrumental in the growth of e-commerce. Amazon.com became the largest retailer on the World Wide Web under his leadership. Bezos' success is largely due to his mantra, "The customer is always right." Additionally, he is a stickler for what the customers do not want. There is a great deal of emphasis on minimizing delays, defects, and out-of-stock products. Indeed, Everyone who knows him attests to his obsession with the customer. Now, who for you is a leader? So, according to Sir Gary Antonio Lirio, he admires Judge Judy, who is a sassy television judge on the Emmy Award-winning Judge Judy show, which has been the #1 court show on daytime television since 1996, since its debut, and America's top show in the first-run syndication for the last decade. Sir Gary believes that Judge Judy is an excellent leader for the following reasons. She tells it like it is, unconcerned with politics or spin, preferring to speak her mind. She is fact-oriented. As a judge, she must weigh facts to make the best decision. Employs levity and innate charisma that compels people to watch and follow her. She informs people when they are being idiots. Admittedly, this is not the best approach in a professional setting, but Sir Gary admires her ability. Winston Churchill, the leader, he is the Prime Minister of Great Britain during World War II and contributed much more to the world than just his political career. He struggled with school like anyone else, that which makes him human, like an average person. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature for his books and publications that focus on the history of world wars. And he has the penchant for English as an area of study. He is also one of the greatest statesmen of his time during the 20th century and is viewed as a hero by many and well known for his speeches. He did all these despite his speech impediment, stuttering, which I have too, but not everybody knows that. So he said that my impediment is not a hindrance, just as how President Joe Biden said that my stuttering is God's gift to me. So Winston Churchill stayed at the forefront of the political scene in Europe around 50 years and was able to lead his men at that time despite having stutter. Moving on, we have here Oprah Winfrey has exceptional leadership skills in terms of compassion, inspiration, and efforts. She can inspire people because she adapts to what is right and she fights for it. Her kind of leadership is done not to impress or prove something, but she does it because of the welfare of others and what is good for them. As a leader, she shows high value on roles and responsibilities as being part of the society where she leads without asking in return. She also helps an individual to mold into something and transforms for the better. That is why Ma'am Carla looks up to her as an effective and inspiring leader that shows that women are powerful and part of the society, together in developing and having a good outcome. Authenticity of human beings, this is what they describe Oprah, that in human life, even a simple thing we can help. Oprah is a transformational leader, even if not in the position as a leader, but she inspires others and uplifting individuals in the community than attaining goals without thinking of her colleagues. Now, which brings us back to the question, who for you is a leader? The truth is, if leaders will consider every dimension of leadership optimistically, he or she can influence people, can drive impact to the society. And of course, it is also very important to consider the structural dimension of being a follower and being a leader. Now, what then is a leader? A leader is not self-centered. A leader is selfless and transformative, which means that a leader must also consider developing others to be best leaders they can be. A leader has a drive to change towards the betterment of the organization while not forgetting people's needs and feelings. Now, let's draw the conclusions from all these discussions. Both leadership and management are critical to the organization's success. In the 21st century, as organizations become more accepting of diversity, leadership and management must be present to balance all operations, logistics, and human resource processes. Considering the concept of leadership and management, which experiences strengthening the personality and self-awareness of leading and managing in facing problems and challenges as leaders, are some of the significant dimensions. Today, we require more leaders who are willing to serve, influence, take calculated risks, transform people, and act as agents of change, capable of influencing future generations to be the best leaders possible. And that ends our presentation. Again, I'm Hazel, Angelyn, Tesoro. Thank you so much for watching.